All right. Well, since it's getting a little late for everyone, and we have a good attendance here so far, I'm going to get started. Amber, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Well, I'll do a quick introduction and then I'm going to give you the spotlight. But I know that you've been working with us for a while and you're one of our favorite breeders and you have 18 years of experience. So if you can just talk a little bit about your experience, your family and your puppies and what really attracts you to the Boston Terrier specifically. I'll let you have the floor.
Yeah, sure. So we've been breeding for 18 years of our Boston Terriers, and it just started out with our family pets. And of course, they're still our family pets, and we love each and every one of our moms. And they're like one of our own family members. We just love the energy and the feistiness of the Boston Terriers. And we're big outdoor people, and it really seems to match our family dynamics with the kiddos here. And we just love their energy, and those are some reasons we really love to breed the Boston Terriers.
Great. Yes. So their energy, their spunkiness, a little bit of feistiness. They definitely think they're bigger than they are, right?
No, definitely.
Well, we see them behind you. It looks like it's a dinner time, maybe.
Well,
Would you
I
be
always knew that would perk them up is a little puppy kibble.
there you go. There you go. Well, if I don't know how you want to do this, Amber, if you want to maybe take one out of the playpen at a time, and we can do some introductions, or if it's easier to
Yeah,
keep them in the playpen, let me know.
yeah, I'll take Tegan out to start with. She's our black and white little female. Let me get her.
Yeah, the two females we have are Taylor and Tegan.
Yeah. So this is Tegan. She has a very calm personality for the Boston Terriers. She loves just to be cuddled. She does play, of course, but her energy level isn't at a 10 like some Boston Terriers can be.
Hey,
So,
Amber, I'm
yeah,
so sorry to interrupt. Can you adjust the your screen a little bit more towards you so we can capture some of the audio better?
how's that?
Can you angle the screen a little bit more towards you? I think that might help.
Oh, we got my daughter in there. How's that?
There we go. Loud and clear. Go ahead.
All right, great. This is Tegan. And like I was saying, she has more of a calm personality. She prefers just to be cuddled and held. She's not as much as your like uh 10 level energy as some Boston Terriers can be, like her sister Taylor. Taylor's pretty high energy and pretty bossy. Tegan's pretty happy just to lay on your lap and play. And here's a close up of her.
I love it. Yeah, she's got the classic tuxedo look
Yes, she does.
and love those ears. They're all
Oh,
perked up.
they're nice and pointy.
Yes.
That
Now,
won't go too far.
now this litter is 11 weeks old. They
Correct.
look nice and athletic built.
Oh, yes.
Um, you can talk a little bit maybe about the parents in a minute, but so that one's Tegan, right? There's another
Yes.
female that's available. Can you introduce us?
Yeah,
Taylor?
that's Taylor. Now Taylor is on the other side of the spectrum. She's pretty bossy. She's the one that you hear being a little mouthy, and she has pretty high energy, very high toy drive. So let me grab her for you.
All right. All
So
right, little Miss Taylor.
this is Taylor, and she is what they consider a blue or a silver color, and she is usually all go. She's all about the toys. She will run and chase stuff for you until you make her lay down and take a rest. But in the afternoon, when she's wore out, she's all about laying on your lap and giving you puppy kisses. But she definitely has the very energetic, feisty Boston Terrier personality.
She's adorable. Is she a little bit smaller than Tegan in weight?
Yes, she is a little bit smaller, a little smaller frame. I
Sure.
would say maybe they're about a pound different right now.
Okay. Yeah, I really like that silver color. You can see it here in the picture. So that's
Oh,
a bit
yeah.
more of a lighter gray or kind of a bluish gray, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. And then we have little Mr. Stewart. He's the one
We
available
do.
male.
He is. Okay.
They're so well behaved, waiting their turns.
And they are, aren't they? I knew that little doggy kibble would do the trick.
There you go. Gets their attention. All right,
That's
Stewart.
right.
How are you?
So Stewart is also kind of calm. I would call him the middle of the pack calmness. He likes his bedtime, which is about 7 o'clock now. So he's like a little old man and he thinks it's bedtime. And he's like, what in the world are we doing awake right now? But during the
Right.
day, he's pretty high energy. Uh,
Sure. Well, I like
he
how.
is the biggest.
Oh, go ahead.
He is the biggest of the litter, and that's pretty common with the males being larger.
Sure. Yeah, I could tell that when you were bringing him into your arms. He's a little bit bigger.
Yes,
Now, on the topic of size, on their listings, we have the dad listed at about 25 pounds and the mom listed at about 18 pounds.
yes.
Pretty standard weights for Boston Terriers. I know it's early, and we can never guarantee the size, but do you have any estimate, since they're already 11 weeks old, on their potential adult size?
Yeah, I would put Stewart probably closer to his dad's weight, around 25 pounds or so. Now Tegan, I think she's like a little replica of her mom, and I think she'll be probably in the 18 to 20 pound range. And then Miss Taylor, I think will probably be on the smaller side, around 15 pounds.
Okay, so Stewart right now pacing to be a little bit bigger, around 25 pounds, and the two
Yeah,
little girls about 15 to 16 pounds or so.
yeah, I would say so.
Okay, wonderful. So for the Boston Terriers, you said they can be a little high energy, they can be a little spunky. Does that mean they're only good for like a family house living, or are they even good for apartments and condos and different situations like that?
I would say they would be fine for any type of living arrangement as long as you had access to like a dog park, or to be able to take them on a daily walk or jog with you. They're really adaptable to all types of situations. Here's one of my helpers.
There you go.
But yeah, they're very adaptable to all type of a living arrangements. They just do well with, they really like to chase balls and go on walks and run. So you would need an area to go enjoy some outdoor activity.
Sure. No, absolutely. Well, since you have your little helper there with you, can you just tell us about your family dynamic a little bit? What are the age ranges of your kids, just in case we have any families watching and they can relate to that?
Yeah, so we have a pretty wide range here at our house. I have two teenagers, and then I have our toddler. She's 3. So the puppies are well socialized with adults, teens, and young ones.
Okay, great. Well, we can put her maybe back in the pen
Okay.
I'm curious to see, do you think they'll do a little bit of playing and running around with each other?
Well,
Or are
we
they
can
just waiting
always
for
give
more
that a
food?
try. Yeah, they're probably just waiting for more food.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're feisty one, aren't you? You have to scoot over. I can't see. Yeah, you want to hold her. I know you're a pretty good holder, aren't you?
Do you think you would be able to bring the camera into the playpen, or would they jump all over it?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Okay.
I need to get it.
I'd love to get them some close-ups on those faces. And that's okay if you're not in the picture for a couple minutes while we chat.
Good. Oh, no.
Oh, great. So since they're in the family environment and they're in the home environment, um, other than being handled by different people and different ages, what are some other things that you do to help socialize them and prepare them for the next home?
We have been around.
Amber, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we would love to see the puppies on camera, so I don't know if
Can you hear me like this?
faintly. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. I don't know if you could even put like the chair in the playpen and rest the laptop closer to your head.
Can you hear me now?
I could hear you a little better, yes.
How about on this side?
Yeah, that's better. And then you could
Okay, I
even
switched sides.
you could point the camera down a little bit. There we go.
There we go. So we have cats, so that's one way that they're socialized. And then just being around the kiddos, we do different types of socialization as far as like run the vacuum cleaner, they hear the radio, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so they're pretty well familiar with the sights and the sounds around the house.
Right.
Sure, great. Now, are these the three available right now on the screen?
Let's Brooklyn take her out.
Oh, there's four of them. I miscounted.
You're good. So these are the three.
Sure.
They're like, we're
And then on
not.
top of yeah, on top of the socialization, do you do anything special in terms of potty training, whether it's pee pads, introducing them to the outdoors for potty training, anything like that?
Yeah, we start them on pee pads when they're about 4 or 5 weeks old, so they're used to that. And then as they get their vaccinations, we start them on outside training, and that's where they've been going. They go outside with mom into a chain link fence.
Okay, perfect. So they've kind of seen it all. They know what a pee pad is for, and you're teaching them to go outside to handle the business as well.
Exactly.
Perfect. Well, you mentioned it's a little bit later for at least one of them in terms of when bedtime is. So can you talk a little bit about your schedule? I know everyone's going to have a different schedule once they bring one home. But what do you do in terms of feeding during the day, playtime during the day, and things like that?
So in the morning, they usually get their feed about 7 o'clock in the morning, and we go, take their outside bathroom breaks, and then they have free range to go inside or outside into our chain link yard with their mom, and they can play throughout the day. They come inside, have an area for them to play inside with their toys. And then around 4 o'clock in the evening, we do another feeding. And then they are usually wore out and ready to lay down for the night around 7 o'clock.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to ask you to adjust the placement of the camera for the
Yeah.
next time that the audio is going a little in and out. But for those of you that may have not have heard so clearly, they do feeding in the morning, and then they do feeding in the early evening around 4 or 5 p.m. That way they get nice and well adjusted to the typical work hours that we all have. But for someone that might be interested in a Boston Terrier and might have to leave them alone for a couple hours during the day or during the work hours, possibly. Do you see any like social anxiety with this breed, or are they pretty independent and confident if they're not always with someone?
Yeah, I found that this breed Boston Terriers are actually pretty independent, and they don't have to have company all the time. We do provide them activities and some little play toys to keep them stimulated so they don't get too bored while we're gone. But we have not seen any social anxiety issues.
Great. Yeah, no social anxiety. We were teasing earlier in this call that Boston Terriers usually kind of have the hearts of lions. They certainly think they're bigger and braver than they might be sometimes. But yeah, they just have beautiful structure. Um, yeah, they're so wonderful. Now, you have them microchipped and you have their age-appropriate vaccinations, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Great, great. Now, did you have both the mom and dad as puppies as well?
I actually bought them. I brought them into the family as adults. They were younger adults, but we've had them the majority of their lives.
Sure, great. Let me take a look at the chat feature. Just so everyone's aware, we do have a chat feature. You should be able to see that on the bottom of your screen, whether you're on your phone or a computer or a tablet. We do have the chat, and you are welcome to write in some questions so that I can ask Michaela for, or I'm sorry, so I can ask Amber for you. Do you have a like a classic runt of the litter from these couple?
I do not. They're all about the same size.
Okay, great.
Except the male being just a little bit older, a little bit larger, which is pretty typical being a male.
Sure. I did get a question about seeing the parents. Now, usually these Pawrade live streams are really just dedicated to the puppies. I didn't know, Amber, if the mom and dad were nearby to bring them in, or if they're separate from the weaning and that process.
I have mom available.
Okay.
We
Yeah, if
can
one of your
get,
little helpers could help getting her on screen, I think that would be nice to see.
yeah. I'm probably going to have to be removed from the playpen so she's got a little bit of room to move around.
Could you say that again? You got a little muffled. I think you were speaking away from the mic.
Yeah, I'm going to remove myself from the playpen so she has room.
Yep, that's okay. You can put it back on the table or the chair where you had it before.
I'm sure they'll be much happier. There you go.
Oh, look at that. Wow, they became a whole different pack of puppies there with mom on board.
She has weaned them, but they're still insistent that, they love being with mom.
Sure.
Oh, they're not predators, but there's nothing there for them.
Yeah. Let me see if there's any other questions, but that was a great question. Thanks for bringing that up. Always happy to get the parents involved when we can. Now, I mentioned earlier to the group, Amber, you're in Missouri. We do have reliable transportation. The Boston Terriers are typically delivered through a ground transportation method. We have
Yeah.
carefully chosen a couple carriers because they're what's considered a snub-nosed breed. They have that shorter snout. So they don't always do the best when it's time to, if you're flying them, although we do have flight nanny available. But typically the ground delivery is a popular choice because the puppy is driven right to your doorstep, wherever you are nationwide.
Correct.
And again, just so everyone else is aware, I'm going to be posting in the chat a link to view all the puppies in the litter. This has their information, like their price and a way to reserve them. For more details on each puppy, you can click on their picture. That'll bring you to their profile page, and that'll give you some more details about each puppy. We do have a little bit of a discount offered for all of you. So the puppies are listed at $2,150. I'll write that in the chat. And we also have the delivery fee. Our standard rate is $749, and that just will include all the puppy care, all the scheduling, all the communication, all those good things that are involved with this whole process. How long have you been breeding the Boston Terriers for, Amber?
18 years now.
Uh, I'm sorry, you were muffled a little bit there.
I'm sorry. This computer's not working out. Can you hear me okay?
You're still a little faint. Uh, you might have to lean in a little bit and speak into the screen more.
How about now?
That's better.
Okay, yeah, we've been breeding Boston Terriers now for 18 years.
Okay, so you've pretty much stuck with that breed the whole time, huh?
Yes, we have.
Did you have a Boston Terrier growing up yourself, or where did that passion stem from?
Well, when I first got married, that was our first baby, was Boston Terrier.
I see. Oh, they just love mama, don't they?
Oh, they love their mom, yes. Makes them very confident with mom.
Sure. Now, are they on like a hard puppy kibble now for food?
Yes, they've been on hard puppy kibble for about 5 weeks.
Great, okay. She's funny. She's very tolerant of their antics, isn't she? She looks like a great mama.
Her baby, she's very tolerant of them. Oh, she corrected it a little bit there.
She's right. Well, a good mama knows how to correct, that's for sure.
Yeah. Teaching them manners.
So where does the silvering color come from? Is that just kind of random and genetic?
It is a dilute gene. So that's how a blue is a dilute of a black.
Okay, interesting. But that has no implications of lesser health or anything, right? That's just a genetic
Nope.
thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just in their coloring.
Sure. Absolutely adorable. Oh man, they're gonna be tired after this.
Oh, they will crash for sure tonight.
Well, we talked a little bit about their energy level before, and you said they need a decent amount of exercise, and outside access is very healthy for this breed. Um, if a new puppy parent brought in a Boston Terrier, what can they expect? Should they be taking them outside for a walk, for 30 minutes a day, an hour a day? What would you tell someone if you met them and they were bringing home one of your puppies?
Yeah, as a younger puppy, like this age, you could get their
Um,
energy
I'm sorry.
levels.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Amber. We're having a little harder time hearing you there.
How about now?
Still a little muffled. Can you lean in a little bit and talk more towards the screen?
Would you want me to join on my phone?
If you think you can do that fairly quickly, we have just a couple more minutes before the top of the hour. You're welcome to try that,
I don't know
though.
if you can hear.
I I think just the screen is facing away from you a little bit. I know you're trying to show the puppies.
Yeah. How about now?
Yeah, that sounds better. And you can even angle the camera a little bit lower so we can see the puppies over your shoulder. There we go.
There we go.
That's perfect.
So at this age, you can get a lot of their energy out just here in the house. If you have a living room or a kitchen that they can just kind of, they can retrieve a ball or stuffed animal. And then as they grow 4, 5, 6 months old, you could expect to take them on about a 30-minute walk. If you had access to a dog park where they could retrieve a ball or a favorite toy, they really like to play the fetch game, and it helps get some of their energy out running and such.
Sure. So they like to fetch, and I know terriers kind of have a bit of a prey drive. Does this litter or litters from this mom, do they typically have that prey drive, or is it more, centered around the toys and things like that?
I can see that Taylor is definitely going to have the play drive. Um, you can see in the background, she's one that's kind of tearing on the toy and pulling on the leg. She's the one barking.
Right.
And then Tegan, she's definitely more chill. She's the one just hanging out by mom, kind of sitting down, minding her manners.
I see. Okay. Now, have you done any collar and leash introduction yet?
They have had a collar on, but not much on a leash. We do harness more for
Mm-hmm.
this breed, so they have wore a harness around, but not much on leash.
Sure. Okay. Well, I know for some of the smaller mid-sized breeds, harnesses are sometimes a little bit better, just because with our human strength, we don't need to be tugging at their necks. So a harness is a bit more better
Right,
body control.
right.
Okay. And what's their sleeping arrangement like? Just for maybe a new puppy owner or bringing one of your Boston Terriers home, are they used to a crate environment for overnight, or do you keep them contained in like a playpen and an open environment like this?
So they sleep in a little room that we do close the door for them. They do have access to get up and still get a drink and eat kibble through the night if they choose to. It's kind of like a utility room setup.
I see. Okay. Well, I like that. That way they, just like at their new forever home, they'll have the full access to the water. They'll know where their sleeping space is.
Yep,
That's great. So just doing everything right to get them ready for that transition.
exactly.
Sure thing. We've had some people enter while I've been chatting. So just a reminder, Amber is located in Missouri, kind of in the middle of the country, and we do offer nationwide delivery. We understand finding Boston Terrier breeders can be hard in your local area, and that's where we come and help out. So we love to get you connected with reputable breeders, just like Amber. Our breeders go through a pretty strict process of getting onboarded with us, sending us lots of pictures and videos and vet references. We do a little background check on them, making sure that they have the reputation that we have. And Amber's one of those breeders that really aligns with our ethics of raising well-bred puppies and making sure they're vaccinated and registered and microchipped. So just really happy to have her with us.
Every time she gets a little bit.
I'm going to check the chat here to see if any questions have come in. Maybe everyone's speechless from how cute the puppies are.
That's right.
Great. Well, since it is getting a little bit later and we're a couple minutes past the hour, I just want to say thank you, Amber, for spending time with us, giving us some introductions of your pups and the mama. It's always nice to see these happy and healthy litters and their and home environment with you. So again, thank you so much, and thanks to your family for helping out.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, you have a good night.
Bye.
Goodbye.